Yo neighbors, we've got a G.I. Joe Classified Series number 58, Mad Marauders, Gabriel Barbecue Kelly, in hand. Now to be honest with you, I was getting ready to do a video on the Tiger Force bazooka that I found in Target last week, but I shared a pic to Facebook the other night that included my Mad Marauder barbecue. He was in the background behind bazooka. And with the response I got and my pic being shared on another channel, I figured I'd review barbecue first. So let's take a look. Number 58 of the G.I. Joe Classified Series sees the return, like a kind of early return of Gabriel Barbecue Kelly. We're going to do a quick unboxing and review. Now, as some of you know, the Classified Barbecue was first released in late 2021 as a Target Cobra Island exclusive, so it's a little surprising to see a repaint of the character so soon. But then again, we've seen a small window with Zartan and the Python Patrol bats, so it's not that surprising. Following in the footsteps of Tiger Force Outback, Barbecue is the first figure of a new sub-team called Mad Marauders. Now, that probably sounds familiar because this G.I. Joe team, or sub-team, originally debuted way back in 1989 under the name Slaughter's Marauders. Now, it was Slaughter's second-led sub-team behind Slaughter's Renegades, and they debuted in the G.I. Joe movie, where the Renegades were more for like mercenary-type missions. The Marauders were specialized in quick ground assaults. The Slaughter Marauders name was used by Hasbro over the years from '89 and as recent as 2011. Which really wasn't all that recent. So why are they changing it now? I've got no clue. Maybe it's a royalty or a licensing thing with Sergeant Slaughter, or maybe they just felt it was time for a change. Only Hasbro knows that. Even though I kind of like the Mad Marauders name, we all know that we'll still be calling this team Slaughter's Marauders. Now, before we pop this open, let's take a look at the box. Okay, so just as Barbecue returns, we see the return of the artwork by John Jiang with some changes to match Barbecue's Mad Marauder gear. So you can see they changed the colors up just a little bit. It's an epic look at Barbecue, and now with the plastic-free, windowless packaging, the artwork takes up the entire front of the box versus the Cobra Island where you get to see the figure. Now, I think it's still a pretty cool looking piece. Here's the QR code to John's Instagram page where you can see more of his artwork. It's definitely a stylized look that he can call his own. Almost three-dimensional. Anyway, that's the box. Let's take a look at the figure. All right, so here you'll see the only real changes to Barbecue is simply the color scheme. He adopts the earth tone scheme of the original Mad Marauders team. It's a camouflage of blues, greens. I guess that's like a brown, it's a dark brown. The idea of it is that the Marauders would blend in with their surroundings in order to do like a specialized fast attack ground assault against Cobra. Now, I was never a fan of repaints as a kid. This is a straight up repaint, but it kind of works. I hate to admit it, but I like it. Now, as far as articulation goes, if you have the original barbecue, you already know he's a little bit on the bigger side, and because of the vest, he doesn't have the greatest articulation. You can spin his head around like the Exorcist. He's got the T-pose. But there's plenty of other channels that really focus on that. So I'm just going to move him right into like a breakdance pose. And that should answer any questions that you have about articulation. All right, so we do have Soundwave here and our breakdance pose here for barbecue. He gets into the pose no problem. I mean, G.I. Joe Classified has some of the best articulation that's out there. So you should have no problem posing him any way you want. So let's, now that we know his articulation and that he can dance, we can just take a look at what does he come with here. He comes with his backpack, his Fire Gear backpack, his small axe with like the brass knuckles on the end, spiked. He's ready to mess some Cobra up. He's got his hose here, his much larger axe, and this, I don't think this is a weapon. This is like a gun to put out. It's like a fire extinguisher. You'll notice these are the same as the original barbecue. So if you have the original barbecue, you already know, I mean, he's straight up the same as the original barbecue. There's been really no changes. It's the same exact mold. Still has the pins. They're both very cool looking characters. This is definitely more, actually, you know what? They're both just retro style because this is just the original version. And then this is the Mad Marauders or the Slaughter's Marauders version. There's no difference. Again, backpacks are the same. Same axe weapon, same axe weapon, same axe weapon. There's really nothing different here. Other than, you know what? I'm sorry. They added, and I mixed them up. Same large axe. Now, the only difference here is the new one has more of the steel color that goes with the axe. So that's really, it's just a repaint, not much different. It is still very cool looking. It's funny, like I normally, I hated repaints as a kid, but this one really works. I mean, it's cool looking. But if you already have barbecue, do you really need to get a Mad Marauders barbecue? Now that's up to you. Consider this. He is a repaint. He has the same exact gear. It is another repaint of a figure you may already have. And if you're a completionist, then you're going to get him anyway because he's number 58. They numbered it on purpose for guys like us that have OCD. If you're not a completionist and you have the Cobra Island version, I would say skip this one. It's the same figure, just different colors. But if you didn't get the barbecue on the first round, then this is your chance, as this is the main release versus the original Cobra Island release. I imagine we'll see more characters as the Mad Marauders, especially considering we already have Sergeant Slaughter and Spirit. They would just be simple repaints, just like barbecue, but maybe we'll see some new molds of characters that we haven't seen yet. Similar to how Tiger Force debuted Outback and Bazooka and Recondo, even though we already know the classic designs of Outback and Bazooka have already been announced, and I imagine Recondo will be announced sometime next year for his classic look, and maybe we'll see a character like Lowlight show up as a Marauder before the classic design. I don't know. Either way, it's he's a cool character. I really do like this color scheme, and I hate that I like it. Whoops. Hopefully he's coming out soon for you guys. This was an overseas purchase. I have a friend that travels for work and will sometimes pick something up for me. So this did indeed come from Europe. But I imagine we'll see his release here in the US soon. I hope that this helps somebody out decide if they want to get him or not. Again, you've already got barbecue, or maybe you don't. Either way, I'm kind of happy with this color scheme. He's really kind of cool looking. and I'm looking for more, or I'm looking forward to more of Sergeant Slaughter's Marauders, or the now Mad Marauder. Anyway, does this get you excited for more Mad Marauders? Are you annoyed that it's just another repaint? I don't know. I'm actually surprised that I like it in hand. These things always seem to surprise me. He is actually very cool looking. All right, now that we've seen the figure, I'll get him together with all his accessories. Get him up on a Lazy Susan, spin him around. I'll get both guys up next to each other, just so you can kind of compare. Thanks for watching. I hope this helps somebody out. Sorry if I've repeated myself. I seem to do that a lot. Anyway, I hope you enjoy. And I will get to Bazooka. I do have a slight modification right off the bat that I think you guys will like. That should be my next video. Thanks. Take care. Go hug somebody.